roll up a plane, take it straight to the brain. Every part of the day, y'all be jump in my pride. Then I start to get high. See it all in my eyes. I'm blowing smoke everywhere that I go. You should already know. When I wake up, gotta bake up every day, counting paper. I got 3 cell phones, plans getting grown. I hit the studio, still in my zone. I got 6 cars chilling at home, and 4 run away. Smoke weed every day. What's up, y'all? Happy Monday. Lost in thunder. How y'all doing? Hey y'all, hey. I missed y'all. I missed y'all a lot. Not Nikki shit. Not Onika. Aww. Hey Patricia. Driving for the very first time during Mercury retrograde, the universe or Sesame. Got your back. Thank you. Thank you. And be safe. Be careful, I should say. Be careful. Just make sure you're very attentive and what do they say? 10 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whatever you're supposed to do with your hands on the wheel. 10 4, 12 2. I can't remember, but glad you're back by any chance during this live. We get into tarot. I can. I guess we'll see. I guess I can. I can. You know what? I think I will because I actually got a new deck. I got the Hoodoo deck that I've been using. I've been using for my Patreon members, so I might go ahead and break that in. Hey Janae, loving the uploads on Patreon. Can we make requests? Yeah. Yeah, I'm making content for y'all. Absolutely. You can make requests on what you want to see. For sure. I missed you so much, Rachel. I miss all of y'all for real, for real. So let me post this live stream to my community tab so people will know that I'm live. And then we'll get started. Because I know some of y'all might have seen my Kelly Price upload earlier. So here's the thing with that. I used the wrong birth year. I have no problems whatsoever being corrected. I stand corrected because I didn't even realize it until somebody dropped down the comment section and was like, yeah, you need to do this again because she was born in 1973, not 4. I was like, oh, okay. Bet. I had to go back and double check. Sometimes it happens. So what I did was I, readjusted or rectified her chart. And I also, this was a blessing in disguise because I was also able to get my hands on her man's chart, y'all. Y'all know Kelly Price has a husband. People don't know much about him because he is not necessarily a public figure, but I was perusing through some gossip channels, okay? And they were talking about the situation. They were talking about her husband. And apparently they did some like handy dandy detective work and discovered the man is a Capricorn, okay? He's a Capricorn. Capricorns are controlling. But also, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. I was looking at his chart and I saw a lot of things that I was like, don't like it. It's feeling, it's a little weird. It's getting a little weird. And even when I rectified, you know, Kelly's chart, of course, some things changed, but there were some things that also, in terms of like certain aspects and things like that, or placements that remained the same. And so, we can get into all of that on tonight. Give me just a second. Lost and turned out. She was a friend of mine. I never really liked her music. I'm not gonna lie. It's not that I don't think Kelly Price can sing. You know what I mean? It's undeniable. She does have that church, that's very rich, sultry voice, that very church friendly aesthetic. Um, I get it. Totally fine. Totally fine. Um, but I just don't. It never really did nothing for me. The only song that I remember like kind of semi singing when I was a kid was "Why ya. She was my best friend. He was my husband." That's only because Ron Isley was in it. Now, son, man to man, we both know the game. And I liked his what he had to bring to the equation, but I'm like, I do not care about listening to this girl sing about her friend cheating with her man. Like, or it just wasn't happening for me. I remember he could have told me I wasn't well enough. You could have told me I didn't call enough. But I'm just like, girl, pay it. No, no, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. You should have never called me a fat ass Kelly Price. Y'all remember that clip from Catfish, that episode. But anyway, my two favorite Sagittarius are online right now. Raven Simone and her wife are doing a live stream video. Raven, okay, Raven. You mess with Kelly Price? Yeah, I recognize a lot of people do. It's just I don't know, man. Struggle anthems, yeah. That's what it was a struggle anthems, and it was just I guess maybe just it just didn't really resonate with me. I don't know. I don't know. Sonically. Okay, I'm happy to see you back. Hope you're feeling well rested. I am. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Let's see. I'm pulling up her chart now. And y'all make sure y'all click that thumbs up button for me too. Was she on R&B Divas, right? You said her attitude though. She was on R&B Divas, Nikki Gilbert. I vaguely remember watching it, and because I remember her having like, or there being talks about her having a bad attitude and whatnot. Yes, keep your head on the swivel piece. Okay. While y'all get those likes up for me, really quick on the life update tip. I had a Cancer South Node blowout. I'm not even gonna hold y'all, okay? What had happened was, some things have been taking place in my personal life. And I guess you could say my business, my professional life too, that kind of had me reevaluating the approach I've been taking just in my career, specifically like on YouTube, and on social media, and like what my place is. I've been on YouTube for a very long time. Um, and from time to time, because I'm human and because I'm a Libra ascendant with my Venus conjoined to my ascendant, I tend to kind of look around and get discouraged when the things that I have going on don't always align with what I see for other people. Especially when I know I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. Yeah. It just I just felt it was a discouraging season, and I think we all go through that from time to time. A season of just being discouraged and just feeling away. And I was also having, like, just personal issues, as stated before, just within my life, that when you just add all of those things together, I needed some time. I needed some time to just let YouTube alone for a minute. I continued to upload on Patreon and whatnot. I mean, I was even on Twitter after like a week or so, but I just needed some time. That, long story short. But I've readjusted, recalibrated some things. I'm back, and I have a new lease on life, I guess. So I mean, it's not really a long and drawn out story, but that's what happened. That's why I've been gone for so long. Hey guys, Leo Rich, Problem Face. I feel like mine is near close on the up and up, and the passive aggressiveness, dismissing, disregarding, downplaying of accomplishments on the home front. A little baffling. I think a lot of it too is my Saturn return. Um, you know, she's not beating my ass, but the bitch got hands. Okay, seriously, she has an "I'm better than" attitude. She is horrible. During your meltdown, my instinct told me to send you an email encouraging. Yes, and I appreciate that so much. I really do. Thank you to all of you guys, because I've actually received quite a few emails, quite a few words of encouragement, and I really do appreciate that from y'all. I really do love y'all. Hey, DJ Gary. Thank you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. Okay. So based on the new information that I have on Miss Kelly Price, she was born on, and actually, let me go ahead and share my screen. While before I even do that, I'm gonna go ahead and share it with y'all. She was a friend of mine. She left with my man. Kelly Price was born on April 4th, 1973, not 4, okay, 1973, in Far Rockaway, New York. Y'all can fact check me if that's not true. I think it was Far Rockaway, New York. So y'all feel free to verify. But nonetheless, one of the things that remained the same between this particular chart and the last chart that I pulled up was the fact that in both instances, her sun is still conjoined to Chiron in the sign of Aries. So in this particular instance, it's at the 14th degree. I think it was at the 14th degree last time, but at the 14th degree, then she has that Chiron at the 16th degree. So right off rip, like I was saying in my initial video, it can spell out a very violent husband, or a woman who clearly has daddy issues and can subsequently attract men. I mean, who could just be really harmful, really harmful to her. And it also doesn't make it any better that now she actually has Venus at the 13th degree of Aries conjoined to her sun. So, like that, the Aries stellium doesn't really, I don't like that. It could also have a lot to do with why she comes across as being really just insufferable. These are the type of people who may not have the best relationships with women or just people across the board. Um, it could also create a certain level of selfishness or just even a very arrogant personality. Uh, very arrogant. But in terms of her relationships, this could, I mean, be a not so great sign in terms of her attracting men who can just be pompous assholes. Like I said, whether they're very like abusive or those like misogynistic kind of like uh, I guess you could say those type of men who are just really fragrantly like misogynistic and things like that. So right away, I just was like, I don't really like that for her. Her son conjoined to Chiron also had me questioning the nature of her relationship with her kid, and you know, it was I thought that was interesting, and this is also reinforced with her son also forming an opposition to Uranus. That could also create estrangement or a certain level of separation from one's child. But I thought that was kind of fascinating, considering that she didn't communicate with her child either, right? When she went absent, when Miss Kelly Price went radio silent after catching the COVID and being discharged from the hospital, her own goddamn daughter didn't know where she was. And so it makes you question the nature of her relationship with her daughter as well. She actually admitted to not having a relationship with her sister, but that was questionable also. But that could also deal with her being separated from her father at a young age. But it could also even reinforce this concept of dealing with men who don't really like you like that, dealing with men who can be very tyrannical, and men who could just be really like, like I said, just assholes, or men who honestly may not even really be that into you, to be honest. That's also reinforced with her Aquarius Mars conjoined to Jupiter. Intuitively, that's what I get. Like, she could attract men who may be down low, is giving undercover vibes, or men who just aren't really that attracted to her. Where their relationship with her may not. I don't, I don't know, guys. And then she got Venus in opposition to Uranus. That's also really difficult in terms of um, creating a person who can find, like, who can, you know, uh, manifest and really attract like long term, harmonious, emotionally fulfilling commitments. Like, it's just hard. These are people who can find themselves in situationships, or they can make up the breakup. Not even make up the breakup. It's more so like they'll find themselves in situations that can hook up with a person, and then something happens, and then it's over just as quickly as it began. That's not really making up the breakup. That's just it's here until it's not anymore, or with partners who are unavailable, or whatever the case may be. There could be something about true companionship that could just kind of feel like it's outside of your grasp, outside of your reach, so to speak. So, like, already, Sun, that Aries Sun could join the Chiron, Sun in opposition to Uranus, Venus in opposition to Uranus. It doesn't really spell out a person who, um, is like the probability of her having healthy relationships with men. Sun can join the Chiron in general, can spell out dysfunctional relationships with men. And then, her Sun in Venus in opposition to Uranus could also denote her dealing with men who feel entitled, specifically with that Venus and Uranus opposition, maybe feeling entitled to her money. Hello. She got Venus conjoined to Chiron. That's also a very dysfunctional kind of aspect in terms of, his partners. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if she done got her head knocked between the washer and dryer at some point. Maybe not with this guy, maybe so. If it's not with this guy, it's definitely been with some partners in the past. For sure, for sure. Or where she could have some of those tendencies herself. But intuitively, I'm getting it might be the first option. Who knows? But so those are some, like, red flags that I was like, I don't really know about this, guy. I don't really know about this. Um, with her moon, because she is a Taurus moon, she has her moon squaring. Yeah, she has her moon squaring her Mars at the 6th degree of Aquarius. That's entitled. That's a man that's entitled to her money all day long, all day long. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. As it pertains to her sister, though, she does have her Saturn in Gemini, which is the same as it was in the first chart that I pulled on her. And Saturn in Gemini does naturally produce karmic karmically induced or karmically challenging situations involving siblings. And with her Saturn squaring her Mercury at the 18th degree of Pisces, that quite literally could produce a person who does not talk to their siblings, where they completely shut down all communication with their siblings and or even like relatives, so members as well. And I will say in her defense, to Kelly's credit, a lot of this could come from her having family who may overstep their boundaries, especially with Mercury at that 18th degree of Pisces, right? So feeling like you have to do that to kind of counter that. It could also even symbolize where her sister kind of, uh, you know, went to the media, went to the media or whatever, and declared her missing and was pleading with the media and this, that, and the third. So I'm like, okay, and I mean, if you want to be honest too, it could deal with where she could have a sibling or a sister who may you may have to question or side out a sister too, in terms of having a dual agenda when it comes to like the things she says and why she does what she does. And like I said in the first video, more than one thing can be true at the same time, and that tends to be the case in most situations. So while we can definitely side out the sister. I don't think, that Kelly is wrong for having whatever she's had with her sister. We've all had that dynamic within our families, especially with her being a Cancer South Node. That naturally creates lots of karma, lots of issues tied to family and things like that. Perfectly understandable. It's just, you know, we're not gonna act like it's not weird that your ass ain't tell your daughter where you was. We're not gonna act like it's not weird that your man, even if you were no longer in communication with your family, right? Your husband had the obligation to at least update them about the fact that, like, oh, she's still alive, she's still breathing, she's still with us. You get what I'm saying? He didn't have to go in depth and tell them all of your business and where you're gonna be at and come talk to her. She wants to talk to you, but you know this whole like just straight up no contact, and your husband, like, if you're incapacitated in some way, your husband's not gonna say anything. Or if you're incapacitated in some way, you have no other way to let your family know that you're literally still breathing. Like, you can't talk to, how you have relatives that you don't talk to, but there are people that you do talk to. So like, I would have called a relative that I actually do talk to, and then of course they may have passed the information along. Like, oh yeah, I was talking to Megan. You know, yeah, I was talking to Megan the other day. Oh, okay, she's still alive. Cool. But to the point where like nobody knows if you're alive, like your ass is straight up a missing person. I don't care what y'all say, because a lot of people was like, "Oh, good for her. Oh, she's establishing boundaries. Good for her. Good for her, bitch. That's not good for you." And then you let these people create all this goddamn hoopla in the media, and then she got her friends. You telling your friends everything, and I know friends are important to her, especially with her sun conjoined to Venus like that. Now, are they healthy friendships with that Chiron element in the mix? That's a different story. But once again, with her also having that Aquarius Mars conjoined to Jupiter, I get it. Then she has her Mars sextile and Neptune. Her friends are you know a really big support system. Her Mars is also trying to Pluto. I get it, but bitch, you couldn't have told nobody else that could have passed the message along, so niggas won't be wasting valuable resources on your big ass. Girl, pay it. It's paid. It's paid. It's paid. I'm gonna take a look at the comment section. She's been found safe. Yeah. The sister put on me. The sister was like promoting her own music. I was like, now listen. That's when I first started looking at the sister crazy. Okay, I saw her ass. First of all, it looked like something that when nobody listened to, but I ain't even gonna go there. But I was like, not her promoting her music, girl. While you claim you don't know if your sister dead, alive, kidnapped, trapped. What's team? What's team? What is team? Yes, put out music during this whole ordeal. Mars conjoined the Jupiter can produce luck, especially by way of other people. I will say that. Yeah. But it could also deal with where other people could benefit from you, namely a man, right? Where he could like, kind of attach, hitch on to somebody else's wagon and just ride that shit to the motherfucking top. Like, ooh, I'm putting all my hopes and dreams in this one person, like this one girl. Like I got, ooh, yes, I done got me a Kelly Price. She was a friend of mine. She left with my man. You lie. I don't know why that song is so funny to me. Uh-huh. Then she has Venus squaring her nose too. That's something else I didn't like either. Especially because with this squaring that Cancer South node, that could deal with domestic violence. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I don't like it. She just has a lot of stuff in her chart where like I just feel I get icky vibes when it comes to her taste in men, the type of relationship she tends to find herself in. I don't fucking like it. I don't like it. Don't like it. Then she was like, "Well, my husband was nursing me to health." Girl, you got your Taurus moon squaring Mars and Aquarius. That does not give me very attentive. That's not giving attentiveness. And now finding out he's a Capricorn, I'm like, girl, he nursed you to health. Okay, I smell bullshit, but if you must, if you must, I don't know if Aries is a pick me sign. I wouldn't say Aries is a pick me sign. I would say that, especially when it comes to Aries women, they're male identified, and I think that there is a very nuanced space to talk about the differentiation between being male identified and being a pick me. Now, all what do you say it? All pick me's do have a certain level of being male identified, but everybody male identified isn't a pick me, if that makes sense. Because sometimes it just really comes from a space of like so much of who I am, like I align with that. A lot of these women, especially when we talk about fire sign women, particularly, particularly Aries women, Leo women, a lot of them are men, grown ass men. Like, of course, it depends on other factors within their chart, but the ones who are male identified, I noticed it comes from a place of like really feeling like that's what you are like. That's the energy just comes so naturally to you. So aligning yourself with the male experience and male perspective just kind of seems like the um, you know no brainer thing to do. I will say in some cases, or a lot of cases, you do have Leo women who are always focused on like uh how to get a man per se. So but with Aries women, I think a lot of Aries influenced women are just like I said, Aries is one of the most misogynistic signs of the zodiac. And Leo is too. So I just it's kind of weird. If they don't have other energy to kind of balance that out, I could definitely see how, you know, a lot of these women could take that stance. Aries women will go upside a man's head. That's a fire sign women in general. Many of fire sign women and got their ass beat. Or beat niggas the fuck up. Like beat niggas. It's not a glorious trait because I myself, especially when I was younger, I would be really quick to put my hands on a grown ass man and then be looking stupid afterwards. That's definitely, I would say, an unevolved trait of a lot of fire sign women, and that's because a lot of us have that very dominant um kind of energy to us. And I mean, when you combine that with temper, unless once again you have other factors within your chart that kind of even that out. My Sagittarius moon sister is very male identified. Her heart is going to be broken when she finds out that her sons will not reciprocate the same loyalty to her. Damn. Well, damn. She's a Taurus moon. She's a Taurus moon, which makes sense too in terms of like her weight, right? But so can that so can the fact that her Jupiter in Aquarius is squaring that Taurus moon. That could deal with her being real big all over. I'm not even trying to be funny, but like that Aquarius big can be like real big, especially like Jupiter in Aquarius, because Jupiter is already one of those planets that can make somebody real big too. Like that Jupiter in Aquarius, like with her Jupiter in Aquarius squaring her Taurus moon like that, it makes her big with no shape. Like maybe not so much now, but I think about when she was like big, like before she had her surgery. Yes, hit the like button. I only got 33 thumbs up and 57 people watching. What's the team? What's the team? I sure was looking for something that explained it. But also, ultimately it resides within that Cancer South node too. You know, having cancer on the South node can create some major issues, some karmically induced issues with food. And so that Taurus moon don't make it better. And then the aspect of Jupiter just take it to a whole nother level. So yeah. Also, I noticed too, like individuals with Venus and Aries, especially with her Venus conjoined to Chiron like that, they can be impulse eaters. Especially with her Venus even squaring her Cancer South node, where like if she gets mad, like the minute she gets triggered, happy, mad, sad, the first thing she'll do is run to food and eat. And these are people who like scarf down their food, like they'll eat really fast, not really taste it. You just I've been guilty of that in a way, or at least the emotional eating part. Let me tell y'all. Speaking of eating fast, today I was busting down a 10-piece lemon pepper, extra crispy, okay, fried heart with a peach drink, okay. And as I, because all my real wing eaters know, like you know how to clean the bone. You know what I mean? You're gonna chew off the ligaments. You're gonna chew the tendons and all that shit. You ripping all that shit off. So I'm busting it down, busting, bow, 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 and a piece of a gristle gets caught in my throat. Like I start. Now I could breathe. I wasn't choking, but that shit was sharp. Cause it was like a sharp, like it was almost like a piece of bone and gristle mixed together. It was like sharp. And it traveled down my fucking throat. Oh my! And at first, that shit hurt so bad. I panicked. I was like, like I was drinking water. Like I chugged a whole bunch of water. Then I went and got um some like protein milk. Drank that, a protein shake. Like you, because it was thicker, and I'm thinking like maybe it'll coat my throat. The more I drink, the more whatever it'll just like push it or move it along. It was just caught there, and then after a while, it stopped really hurting per se, and it was just annoying. Like you felt this lump of gristle. Oh my god, it was a sign. 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 From this day forward, I'm taking a break from wings. As much as my Atlanta ass love a wing, bitch. I'm not doing wings no more. Well, I'm not. Well, in the foreseeable future. Okay, let's not go crazy here. But like for a very long periodically time, wings are off the menu. Actually, I'll take it a step further. This really made me want to recommit myself to my pescatarian lifestyle, and that will commence after tonight because the amount of time it took for me to get that bone, that shard to dissolve, it was crazy. I looked on the internet; they was talking about drinking vinegar because vinegar dissolves bone. So when I tell you I was chugging vinegar, I almost burnt a hole in my esophagus trying to get rid of that motherfucking chicken bone. Never again. Never fucking again. They tried to kill the real one, y'all. I just could not believe it. I couldn't believe it. This shit was unacceptable. And it made me think too, because I'm like, yo, like, damn, because I'm Venus is my chart ruler, but then I also have Taurus in the eighth house. Like, let's see. Like, I'm thinking, like, damn, am I gonna have to have surgery on my throat? I got Scorpio in the second house. The second house deals with your throat. So, like, I was just, my life kind of flashed before my eyes, y'all. I didn't know the future was so uncertain for me. For those, it was like 15 minutes this took place. It took up like a good 15, 20 minutes of my life, and it was just unacceptable. It was unacceptable. Boneless. And you know what? I always thought people who ate boneless wings, I would degrade y'all so bad. I would degrade you. I would diminish you. I would talk down about you and your children. I just I had nothing nice to say about people who ate boneless wings. But today, you hear me? Today, I come before you humbly. I'm humbled. And I really take back all of the nasty, nasty things I've ever said about anybody who's ever eaten a boneless wing. You know, I mean, I really drug y'all through the mud. I tarnished your names, but I apologize. Though I'll tell you that I'm woman enough to apologize. I'm woman enough. I'm here. You know, and I think I'll start a new chapter in my life when I finally do return to eating chicken. I think that'll be where I think I might be joining. I might be joining your organization. So, that's just what it is. I thought I should share my experience because that shit almost just sent me over the edge. Cauliflower wings, I'ma try it. I'ma try it. I'ma try it. Cauliflower wings. I mean, I've had it before. Let me stop acting like I've never had cauliflower wings. But for me, when it comes to cooking, right? Like, if I go to a vegan restaurant and I'm served cauliflower wings, I usually like them. When I cook them, they don't give what it's supposed to give. And I really think this is not really it's not the cauliflower's fault. It's my fault. Because I can't really cook like that. So I don't trust myself enough to really do justice to cauliflower wings. Buffalo cauliflower wings, sushi. I like Americanized sushi, aka California rolls, like with the shit cooked. I don't like raw fish. That does not turn me on at all. I remember watching a video where they did like a close up on it was a piece of salmon, right? Piece of salmon, and like they cut it into like super thin strips, and they held it up to the I guess like a magnifying glass, and they showed where there was like a pair like a little squiggly parasites just swimming. And I'm like, see, had that landed up on somebody's plate, okay? Because we all most of us have parasites in our guts, and the parasites kind of are in communication with our brain, and that's how we get certain cravings for food, especially when it comes to sugar and whatever. I don't want no more parasites in my gut, and that is just that kind of blew me. I don't want no raw, uncooked nothing. Like fry my fish the fuck up and then roll it. Put that fried fish in a sushi roll. I'll do that. Like the tempura and maybe even the imitation crab or just straight vegetables. But like raw, like all the sushimis and bullshit like that. No man. Crab sushi is the best. But why do they use imitation crab in sushi? What's wrong with real crab meat? Is it that crab meat is expensive and it's just one of those things where like it wouldn't be, like efficient to make all crab with real crab meat? Like who started requesting imitation crab in particular? Because it's imitation crab is good when you eating it with other things. But like when you start thinking about the fact that it's not real crab, it bothers me. Like that's kind of disappointing. Fish got parasite, yeah. Cook sushi. I love spicy Cali rolls with the onion crunchy stuff. Plant-based food is good when you season and marinate. Yes, seasonings are everything when you're going meatless. And you know what? It makes sense. Like the brief time that I did spend like not eating meat a few years back, I think I went maybe 3 months without meat. It really showed you that like the foods the meat that we think we just can't live without. It's not really about the meat itself. It's about the flavor. So yeah, the seasoning matters. The seasoning matters a lot. Dynamite, crunchy crab, tiger, and monster. Now, why? Why y'all got me hungry right now? And it's after dark. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Do not tempt me like this. I don't have me all hungry and shit. My favorite plant-based protein is eggplant and mushroom. I've never had eggplant before. You know that? What does it taste like? You never like imitation crab? Okay, I'm glad it's not just me. I eliminated all meat at one point, and when I tell you I feel so much better. Okay, but here's the thing. I'm also, and I did this like last year for a brief amount of time, and it worked out okay. I want to try it again, but like eating for your blood type. And for the type of blood that I have, I need meat. Now we can discuss maybe what type of meat. That's why I said pescatarian, maybe, where I'll eat like fish, cuts of fish, and eggs. And well, actually, now that I think about it, according to my blood type, what you call it, we're not supposed to eat eggs anyway. So take that back. Fish, outside of certain cuts of fish, I'll do mostly plant based. But even within like being plant based, there are certain plants and vegetables that certain blood types are supposed to eat versus not that work well with the blood. So, I think I want to get back into that. But there are some people who blood, type where eating, full plant-based diet, being a full blooded vegan, where that could work. For me, that wouldn't work. I got the blood type where basically my ancestors was some real niggas. They was out here running, hunting, like, give me that shit, bitch. Like biting zebras and shit. So they want me to like eat some kind of meat now. Because when I don't eat meat, I be feeling like hungry all the time. I turn into a bitch. Like it's not nice. I mean, you can have low iron, but I think in general, like if I've known vegans where it's like if you're well researched enough and you're really eating to nourish your body, you can find a way to not have low iron. Like you can still get all your nutrients, even if that just means you gotta go take supplements, right? But I just it's just to like no meat at all whatsoever, not even a little bit. That's a bit much for me. I don't know if that's really for me. I need to eat somebody mama or daddy. Period. Why that sounds sexual? You have to be consistent with taking your vitamins. The only supplement vegans need is vitamin B12. Hmm. With my Aquarius in the second house, I love plant-based food. My parents never had to threaten me to eat healthy. That's great. Having low iron. I did the blood type diet, but I had to eliminate chicken, and that sucked. Yeah. Don't be telling everybody your blood type either. I feel like Michael Jackson was vegan. He never gained weight. Michael Jackson had a fucking eating disorder. If you ever seen my natal chart reading that I did on him, go check that out. Michael Jackson, he did experiment with veganism and all that other shit. You know, he was a Virgo, true and true. But the nigga had an eating disorder, fam. Like he had a very warped, like, or I mean, really body dysmorphia. And he even admitted that like eating was a way in which he felt like he can control, or should I say, not eating. Right, his ability to choose whether he ate or not ate played a big role in like the fact that it fed into that psychology because it was the only thing that he had control over. And when you think about that, that's kind of like the origin of a lot of eating disorders when we start trending into like the bulimia and the anorexia part of the spectrum. Um, yeah, and there were people who would say like he would get like, or his team rather would have chefs like creme de la creme chefs, uh, flown out to wherever he was at. Right, I'm talking a bitch who could throw down, and she would be making and preparing like the best dishes, like all of the finest delicacies, and he would not eat. Like he just wouldn't eat. Like he would go days at a time without eating. And then when he was at the brink of like exhaustion or starvation, he would eat like a few bites, like, oh, 2, 3 bites of whatever. And that shit was so crazy because I mean it would be crazy for the average person, but the fact that this man was putting on, y'all remember his concerts. If you too young, go look up a Michael Jackson concert. My nigga wasn't just standing in one spot on the stage singing. You know what I'm saying? He was like dancing, full out, choreo, jumping, running. Like he was like an athlete. So picture like an athlete, it's like LeBron James expending all of that energy on the court, and then you spend your downtime not fucking eating, dog. I know his body was like, help me, please. Cause that's crazy. That is crazy. He had the bony face. Yeah, John cheeks were very defined, low body fat. It was sad. It was sad if you ask me. I was like, oh, Michael. Michael was just like my brother, skinny as fuck. But they said when he was younger, he used to, eat junk food and all that stuff. KFC and whatever, whatever. Diet tips. I don't really like diets. I can only speak for myself. I try to stay away from diets because I'm also somebody who's had an eating disorder in the past. So I try my best to stay away from diet or anything that could trigger up like diet culture, whatever, whatever, whatever. I try to work towards like a lifestyle shift. So like I've had the most success when I stopped thinking in extremes, like the all or nothing. Because I'm usually the type of person who's all in it, militaristic style, and that's when like when I was younger, a lot of my eating disorder would kind of ramp up because I would get up when I was in undergrad. I would get up and run 5 miles every morning. I swear I put that on everything I love. I would get up and run 5 miles. And like my friends or people who would go to the gym with me would be like, "Bitch, what the fuck is you on, bro? You running from your demons? Like you running from your past? You running from your troubles? Like And it's not that running long distance. I mean, some people can run long distance across country and be cool, but like I would turn around and be like, "Oh, I'm only gonna eat." Like I would measure everything out to the T. Like if I had one little thing that I didn't measure or prepare, I would like, oh, I'd be, oh, I gotta do another hour. Like I was so like obsessive compulsive. But then the opposite end of that spectrum is like when you let yourself go, you let yourself go. And that's where I'm at right now. Like I let myself go. Like eating everything that's not stapled down, like just no self control, like all over the place. So whenever I think of diet, it puts me in a mindset of like restriction. And if you have an eating disorder, especially if it's like binge eating or whatever the case may be, it puts you back in like in that calorie restriction mode, which can only happen but for so long before you start, you know what I'm saying, binging and whatnot. So it's a weird cycle. And so for me, I like to do like little by little, like gradualism. Like, okay, well if I measure out, my breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right, then maybe if I really enjoy a bag of chips, I eat some chips. But instead of getting like the big old jumbo bag and eating the whole jumbo bag, I'm gonna go to the corner store and get the 50-cent chips, which is like 180 calories. So that way my brain is like, ooh, chips. But I don't feel deprived. So the next time that you eat them, you don't feel like you gotta eat, eat and eat and eat. I'm all about weights now. I used to run every day too, and it made me lose all of my ass. Yes, 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 yes. Your body on weights and your body on lots of cardio that's another thing. Before I mean, I've always been bottom heavy, but like I noticed that when I started lifting weights, like after I had my daughter, it was like, yeah, yeah, booty on whoa, like it was giving very much BBL. It was giving very much who's that girl? It was giving very much look at that wagon. Like it does wonders for the aesthetic when you cut back on your cardio. But that's usually once you've lost the weight that you want to lose. I mean, I guess you can lose and lift. You can lose and lift. That's fine too. But like if you want to change your physique, weights are where it's at. If you're just trying to lose volume and just get smaller, that's how people be looking skinny fat. Like, oh, you do all this cardio. But like for example, I was friends with a guy. We're not friends no more. So I feel confident talking about it. Like, I don't care. And he used to be really big, but he ended up losing a lot of weight. And he lost weight by doing hella like he's a cardio. Like he would get on the elliptical, he would get on the treadmill, and he lost all of this weight. He lost upwards of like 120 pounds. Fabulous, right? The only problem is, especially you a nigga, like your legs are built like Jiminy Cricket now. Like when he came over my house and sat down, I was like, your legs, like the angle that they're rubbing together, they're gonna start a fire. Like your body is, and not to make him feel. We joke with each other like that. He talked about me being big, so it was what it was. We was laughing, but point is, I'm like, nigga, you need to eat some peanut butter sandwiches. You need to lift weights. Go lift you some weights. Go lift you some weights. Like you need to go. Like enough cardio. Go to the gym and go hang out with the juice heads. So you can start, changing your physique and getting ripped and getting swole. He looked like how he used to look, but he just was skinny. And just it was weird. Especially on men. But women look better with muscle mass too. Yeah, yeah. He did the damn thing. He did the damn thing. It's just you can tell the difference when people lift weights too. When people lift weights, it hits different. That's all. Guys with chicken legs look so strange. Ooh. At this point, I don't care if it takes me 3 years to lose weight. It's a journey. No, literally, like I always said that I wasn't going into my 30s fat. Like I can't do it. I just don't want to go into my 30s fat. especially because as you get older, your metabolism slow down. Nah, I don't want none of those problems. Not the cricket emoji. Not. I'm weak. What get rid of facial fat? Losing weight. I mean, when you start losing weight and your body pulls from the fat reservoirs, like if you lose enough weight, it's gonna start pulling from your face. That's what I can't wait for. Cause I'm a cancer no, and like you can tell because when I gain weight, like you can, my face look like I'm round. I look like Ari Fletcher, aka Thomas the Train. Like when like you're some people when their face get big, like they store all their weight in their face, but the best way to do that is just to lose weight in general, and your face will go down. Are we anti? I'm not anti BBL. I mean, thank God, I've always just had a natural body aesthetic that, like, not even trying to be funny, but anybody who knows me on everything I love, like, and some of y'all done see me, like, pull up pictures or whatever, or just seen videos of me. I naturally have a big butt and big hips and big legs, but if you are somebody who feels like you want that and that's gonna make you look good or feel good, go for it. I will say I do notice in people who get plastic surgery, not everybody, but a lot of people, one is never really enough. Or if you do go in for one procedure, it's still one of those things where, like, I've rarely ever seen somebody be like, "Oh yeah, I got this done." My bad, I'm back. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, I'm okay. Yeah, I've rarely seen situations where somebody will get plastic surgery and then just be happy with their procedure and move on. Where they get plastic surgery, and it's like, oh, I feel so much better about myself. Usually, whatever it is that's wrong, I feel like it's so deeply rooted and internal that plastic surgery alone isn't going to help. But you know, you can't speak for everybody, so it's just one of those things where it's like, if you deep down in your heart feel like that's going to be a tool in helping you get to where you want to be, go for it, and you can do it in a way where you not, like, you know are just unnecessarily gambling with your life, then go for it. You know what I mean? That's all. After 10 pounds, your face will start to slim down. It actually makes you look younger. I think so too. But I will be honest. I have seen some people, and let me know if it's just me, y'all. When I look at like some weight loss transformations, sometimes I see people who look bigger. I mean, not bigger, older when they look smaller as opposed to being bigger. Like, so where some people will lose weight, and it's like, oh, you lost a lot of weight. Like, but they look older. I don't know. I've seen the opposite thing happen sometimes. Sometimes I always want to have a slim, athletic body type. like Kaya Gerber. I don't know who that is, but like me too though. Like more like Tiana Taylor. That would be my reference. I lost. Plan to get a routine and things going. The main thing that concerns me is possibly having to go under the knife for excess skin removal. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't want to do that either. Cause like excess skin, it don't look good at all. And so like I be worried about that too. Like, what if I have to get skin removed? Haley Bieber has the most natural cosmetic. Girl, Patricia, you know I don't be paying attention on white folks like that, them white girls. In honor of Libra season, I'll mention Kim K. I really did not think she needed any. She was perfect. Yeah, and her plastic surgery looks fucking crazy. Y'all know who? Speaking of plastic surgery, y'all know whose BBL looks fucking disgusting. Y'all know whose BBL looks fucking disgusting, and I'm not even being hyperbolic. Like I want you to go. I want you to snatch that booty off your back and give it back to the doctor. Carly Red. Did y'all see? I'm gonna pull it up. Did y'all see that clip on the Shade Room where Carly Red was twerking? And I said, "Oh my god, that bitch! Her booty looked bad. Her booty looked bad." And I know a lot of people are quick to say that about somebody, but I put this on everything I love. Her butt looks deformed. I was like, oh my God. And I guess at certain angles, you never really noticed it, or I never really noticed it that, like, I didn't know it was that bad until like you see certain angles. And when she was like bent over at the 90-degree angle and she was shot, I said, this is outrageous. This is out motherfucking. Something has to be done. I've had enough. I've had enough. Something has to be done. I will not stand for this. I will not stand to see my women looking like this. I do not like to see this. Asian doll look bad too. But no, Carly Reds was worse. Let me see if I can pull it up. Carly Reds was pretty bad. Red twerk. Let me see. I was disgusted. Is this it? Let me see. I think this is it, y'all. Hold on. Hold. I was like, bitch, I'm a mute it because I don't know what music they're playing, and y'all know how YouTube doing. Yo, you know YouTube. Uh, let's see. It's just like maybe it was just the angle or the. My mind. I couldn't wrap my brain around it, y'all. Like an ant, it really do look like a queen ant. Like a queen ant. Okay, hold on. I'm finna play it, y'all. Okay, look, she's in the blue. Hold on, let me turn the sound off. Okay, look at that, look at that, look at that. Hold on, let me rewind. Let me rewind so y'all can see just in case. Let's take this back. Let's take it back. Look at this. Look at it. Look at it. You see, it's it's the drastic contrast between her legs. Look at Yandy, how Yandy built, and look at Carly. Let's go back. Shorty paid somebody to do this to her. Look at this. Her it is. Look at the way she's shaking it too. It's not sexy. It don't look appetizing. It don't look appealing. She thought that was sexy. I was, oh my, I could not. 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 It just, that was disappointing. I was devastated for her. That looked like some botched shit. Nikki BBL is how a butt supposed to look. Oh well, I don't know. What Nick? Which version of Nikki are we talking here? Which era? Because there was an era where her booty looked like a booster seat. There was a Nikki era where her booty was sliding down the back of her legs. I remember that era. Which era Nikki we talking here? Onika. We talking Onika Mirage. Cause her ass ain't always. I wouldn't put her booty as the standard for BBLs. I wouldn't. I would not by a long shot, bro. No, 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 ma'am. No, 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 no. Roman Reloaded was the worst. Like I was like, there was a period where I was very concerned. Like, Nikki, why does your butt look like that, girl? And she couldn't shake it. She still can't shake her ass. You get all that ass and you can't shake it. What's up with that? Thank you for the donation, Marciano. What's your question? Amber Rose body look good. I gotta go back and look. I forgot what it looked like. Yeah, that Anaconda era was scary. Winter from the Bad Girls Club had the best BBL I've ever seen. Asian dolls, but it was just. Let me go. Let's look at Asian doll. Asian doll, but and Asian the doll. That's my cousin. I love her. I adore her. But but no pun intended. I'm not a fan of her BBL. And this is because she's so petite. Same thing with Carly Red though. Honestly, when you think about it, it's the real petite girls that the BBL don't really look right on because like you got to be really careful. If you're a petite woman, if you're real small and petite, you only need a handful. You need one scoop, one single serving of ass, one serving. You don't need a boatload of ass, bro. It don't even look right on your body. Your hips don't look right, or if you do get loaded hips, you still look stupid because you got little bitty legs. Then you got a big ass, like you look like a parentheses, big ass hips, the ass out of nowhere, but the rest of your body look like an 8-year-old boy. But your hips and your butt look like 50-year-old Bertha. It don't add up. It don't make sense. The only way you get like a where where it makes sense is if you got some stealthy legs. Your thighs is jiggly with the cellulite, and then you got a little bit of fat in the back of your arms and a pinch of back fat. Those be the body types that look good with a whole bunch of ass. You know what I mean? Like when you look at a girl with a whole bunch of ass and it's natural, it's those little bitty nuances because the woman, I mean, ain't nobody's body perfect, but I love that. I love to see that, like in a woman where you got a big ass, but I could see those meaty elbows a little bit, even if it's not like a whole lot. I see them little meaty, them meaty arms and the little meat, that's dangling in between your legs, rubbing together. Like you ain't got no thigh gap. If you carrying around ass, you don't have a thigh gap. So that's how bitches be telling on themselves. Cause you got a Georgia peach, but Rhode Island leg. They don't go together. They don't match. Beyonce got a BBL. I can kind of see that. I can see that. If she do, I would say her BBL is okay. I gotta go back and look, but from what I can remember, I don't remember looking at Beyonce thinking like she looked crazy. Yeah, you need some hams. You need some ham. Hey, Earth Angel Bree. You need some hams. Not one scoop, Ari. Ari Fletcher. I think she got a nice butt. We're gonna look at her next. I like Ari. Okay, look at Asian, y'all. You see? I guess it don't look that bad because she got her leg on the counter. It don't look that bad right here. But when you see other angles, I'm trying to see. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell when she bent over twerking. It's kind of hard to tell. It's more so the pictures. I guess it's all right here. It don't look that bad. It's not really that noticeable when she's twerking. But I'm more so speaking to like the pictures. Go and look at her Instagram. I mean, if you care that much. Let's see. But Ari Fletcher booty, I'm not gonna hold you. I like it, and that's because Ari Fletcher already kind of got that body where you could tell like she got that cancer body. She got that curvy body. Not Ari Fletcher throwing it back. Let's see. I want to see Ari Fletcher throwing it back. Moneybag Yo eating Ari online. What the hell is going on? Or should I say twerking? Let's say twerking. Let's say twerking. Let's say twerking. Not fat. Let's see. Because based on what I remember, I feel like she got big legs. Even right here, her butt don't look. I don't know. Okay, I ain't gonna hold you. It kind of look fake right here. Her butt do look fake right there. Maybe I just need to pull up some pictures because these and my Wi-Fi acting up. Let me just pull up some pictures and see if that could give me what I'm looking for when it comes to Ari Fletcher. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Or really good butt jobs. She got cankles. Yeah, she got cankles. I mean, not all women with big booties got cankles, but make it look more believable. She just has that round shape. Even though her stomach is flat and stuff like that, you could tell like she already got one of those bodies, especially with her being a Taurus South Node and having all that cancer energy. If she really were to just like let herself gain weight in her ass anyway, yeah, I was like, damn, I want to be Ari friend so bad. I heard like I'd be so jealous of Tay. Like all the shit she there was this one video, y'all. My coochie got so hard. She was Tay was sitting down. This wasn't even the one. That's why when everybody was going crazy about that video of her twerking on him in the club, that wasn't even it. I saw a video, and this was months prior to that, of Tay sitting down on the couch and Ari Fletcher was in his lap and she was bouncing up and down, pop, 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 pop in his lap. Like, I was like, yo, I'm not gonna hold you. I wish I was Tay. Like I was like, I needed to go smoke a cigarette after that. I needed a minute. I needed a minute. I needed a minute. I needed a minute. That shit was crazy. He like a walking distraction full of beer in a BB. What's a cankle? It's like where you don't have ankles, where it just go from leg to foot, leg to foot. No ankles whatsoever. Leg to foot. When your calves connect to your ankle. Yo, what you got? What you mean? What I got? I know money bag. You'll be going crazy. I don't know. Because a part of me feels like he don't mind. Like, I don't know. You should do a synastry reading. I should, but I actually, you know what? I should. She's a Cancer. It's hands down. It wouldn't work out. Like her son on my south node. It wouldn't work out. Like it just wouldn't. It wouldn't work out. It just wouldn't. And I mean, I know she like women. Well, because she fuck with Young and May. Like she likes studs. I don't know if she like you know stems or feminine women or I'm not really I would say stems. I don't know if she likes stems per se or like aggressive films. Hey, is it at my Jupiter or you meant to say how is it that my Jupiter and Pisces in my second house when I broke as fuck? Because Jupiter and Pisces could also produce, especially in the second house, the tendency for money to slip through your fingers. And depending on how it's aspected, yeah, that shit could come and go. Most of the time when you connect with a celebrity for some reason. I mean, I think so. I think, you know, like I said, in that instance, I think it's because, it's definitely got to be some karmic shit. She might have been my girlfriend or something in the past life. Now, it's funny that you mentioned that because I did a reading on Al Green on Patreon. Y'all go check that out for all my Patreon members. But I was talking about, or was I talking about that? Yeah, I was talking about how I always felt so connected to him because I would call him my granddaddy my whole life. I put up his chart and I realized my son was on his south node. Okay, he is Sagittarius south node. So like, just it was just it. You're right. You're right. Very interesting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I heard Tay was by. Cause I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Cause you know what too? Funky Dineva is gay, but he said he fuck women from time to time. And I noticed this a lot with I mean, of course not every gay man. Um, but when we talk about like that queer element, how sexuality is so fluid, like there are men who identify as gay, but when it comes down to like fucking, they will fuck a woman because it's another way of deriving pleasure. You see what I'm saying? So like for example, I had a friend, a gay friend, a little friend of mine, who when we would get drunk, he would be like, "Oh, I want to eat some pussy." I'd be like, "Girl, you are the pussy, girl. You're giving pussy cunt, girl. Meow." Talk about something you want to eat some pussy, girl. Bye. But like he was very feminine. He was very feminine, very gay, very like he would identify. He's like, yes, I'm gay. Like he would never be like he wouldn't even say I'm bi. So like even then, I just think a part of it is just your brain hardwired. Most people's brains, of course, not everybody. Most people's brains are hardwired. Like when you are around the opposite sex to fuck because that's our biological programming. Even if you may not necessarily identify with that from a sexuality standpoint. Same thing I heard about dykes fucking niggas. I heard about dykes fucking like on the low, like oh she was, but they'll be like, oh, I'm a lesbian, I'm a stud, I'm a stud, but you was taking that dick. Like it just depends. Sexuality is really fluid. I can't picture no woman letting Funky not even hit. I'm not even gonna hold you. I love me some Funky. I can't. I can't picture letting Funky not even hit. I have a gay guy friend who has sex with women. I just know he's a Virgo. Yes, the friend I'm talking about is a Virgo too. The friend that I'm talking about who get pissy drunk, eat coochie, he's a Virgo. And I just be like, girl, get the fuck. So I said all that to say I know Tay is fucking the shit out of Ari. Or he has at some point. Or Dream Dog. Yeah, he be doing that shit with Dream Dog too. They be hunching, humping. And like you could just tell, like the way she be throwing it back on him, it be like, it's a simulation of sex. Like I feel like I'm watching a porno, low key. Like I'm like I'm perplexed, but also aroused. What the fuck is y'all doing? Like I mean, he be cuffing the ass. He be like grabbing their waist. He be like, you know how dudes be like, like when you throw your butt back, like they be like push, they be pumping and like he was doing all of that. I'm like, you doing a whole lot. You doing a whole lot, Tay. Tay is doing a whole lot. What does my destiny seem to be heading to? Okay, let's. What does Marciano's destiny seem to be headed to? Marciano's destiny. What is Marciano's destiny heading to? Marciano's destiny. What is it heading to? What is Marciano's destiny heading to? What is Marciano's destiny heading to? Mm. So I see a lot of, and I don't really like using this word abundance because I feel like it's overused in like the spiritual tarot community. But the first thing I get is the Knight of Pentacles, the Temperance card, then the Queen of Swords. And so, with that being said, I see you having a lot of opportunity. Whether it be like, because I don't know if you're in a space where you're either pondering getting a new job, or if you got a new job, or if you could be coming into some money in the future, or maybe if you've recently come into some money, or whatever the case may be. But I see you being somebody who has a lot of plans, a lot of good things going for you. You just have to learn how to create a sense of balance within your life. And learning how to trust your faith. I even see you in the future kind of, well, I don't want to say starting a spiritual, I guess you could say starting a spiritual journey, um, you know, a journey that could kind of help you take you to where you want to go. But the issue is with this Queen of Swords all under the Seven of Cups, you have to find direction. So I see a lot of fertility and a lot of chances and opportunities that could come your way. But if you don't have a clear sense of direction, right? You're going to have a hard time taking advantage or really seeing opportunities that may come your way, so to speak. Yeah. And I get you could be somebody who is just in general in a lot of conflict within yourself. So I just think that getting in tune, like trusting your intuition, um, starting a spiritual journey or really taking some time to figure out who you are, what you want, is going to help you in terms of being able to live a life that you really see yourself living and that you want to live, and not letting anyone, because with this Queen of Swords energy, I don't know if you have a mother or a woman, a female figure in your life that could be very critical of you, or this could even be your inner voice. But I feel like that's a part of it too, like learning how to uh, kind of how do I put it? Learning how to not be so hard on yourself, because that's actually counterintuitive to what you want and where you're gonna go, or where you're trying to go. Put it like that. You're gonna have a lot of options before you, but in order to ensure, and I get that too, maybe you're somebody who's always trying to make sure that you're choosing the right thing, that you're doing the right thing. And that's a part of a lot of the conflict and stuff that you feel. But a lot of times that comes from you internalizing what other people want, or not really being in tune with yourself and what you want and the things that you need. Because when you think about it, yep, with this 10 of cups, you have everything that you need. Yeah. Then I see the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like you have a very successful future though. To be honest with you, to be 100% honest. Mm, yeah, that Virgo in the first house, that'll do it, especially your appearance. Hmm, I can see that. Yeah, it really more so just speaks to their needing or you needing to be a or to establish a level of balance within your life. For real, for real. Also, I hear intuitively be grateful for what you have too. Gratefulness, gratitude is a great way to attract more. Easier said than done. I just spent my money on a reading that wasn't even true. I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, because there are a lot of different factors that can go into why a reading wasn't true. I mean, the most obvious answer would be you went to a fake or a fraudulent person. But let's say, because I mean, I know some people who be like, "Damn, I had a reading and none of this was true," meaning like whatever was talked about hasn't happened yet. Or some people can be in denial about whatever the particular subject is. But then also, depending on what kind of questions were asked, you got to keep in mind that like tarot readings are not permanent. So like it's not like if I do a tarot reading for somebody and they ask me, will I be successful when I grow up? You still have free will, so you can do things to kind of change that outcome despite the reading I just gave you. So it's like it's kind of nuanced because there are a lot of different things that can go into why like a person would get a reading and it not necessarily be true. So I don't know. Kind of like from extreme optimism to pessimism. Yeah. And that's where balance, that's what I mean, like balance is important. I know it was about the current energy now. It didn't really resonate, but it made me fearful since I had my own intuition. It didn't feel right. I felt took. Oh shit. Well, it is important to make sure that you resonate with, I mean, the person that you're getting a reading from and all of that stuff. I mean, why did you pay for a general reading? Because when I think of general readings, I think of like what folks be doing on social media, like Twitter, like, oh, fire signs. I hate those. Fire signs, Geminis, Leos, and they name that them half of the zodiac. Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. Your season is coming. The person that you love is returning. Abundance will be yours very soon. You'll be like, yeah, yeah. Shut your ass up. Or they'll be like, that person, someone is looking at your social media. Someone wants to return into your, oh, don't let it be Mercury retrograde. Someone you love wants to return to you. They want to come into your life. It'd be like the same shit. They take them same messages and then they switch them shits around. I'd be like, hey, bro. Now that's the type of shit that I could completely understand. If somebody was like, if you're basing in booking services with those type of people, I can definitely see why you feel like you done got judged. Like, damn, I done paid $50 for a bitch to tell me love was returning. Yes, people be in the comments like, yes, oh my goodness. It was like this, you wrote this just for me. Like, oh my, let me go on Twitter right now. I'm gonna read y'all the tweets. I'm gonna read y'all the tweets. I'm finna go on Twitter right now. This shit is not hyperbolic at all. Now watch, because I'm actually looking for it. I ain't gonna find them. Watch, now that I'm looking for them, I'm not gonna find them. Ah, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, water signs. You set boundaries and started to walk away from things that no longer serve you. I know this was extremely hard, but it was needed. You completed a cycle. That's another thing. Y'all love talking about motherfuckers and completed a cycle. You completed a cycle. And now you can finally look towards the future. All right. Every time y'all do a reading, first of all, y'all be doing 12 general readings a day, bitch. How many messages from spirit do a nigga need? You see what I'm saying? It be overload. I'm all for tarot. I'm all for different forms of divination. But y'all hoes be having 12 messages per day, bitch. Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no fucking way. You got that many goddamn messages from spirit. At this point, you milking it. At this point, you dragging it. Aries, Gemini, Virgo, Leo, Capricorn, Sagittarius, your ancestors said that they can't believe that after all of this time, you haven't realized that the glorious dream of bright success you have for yourself isn't just a dream, but a glimpse into your future. You're anointed. Everybody not anointed. Not everybody with that sign that you just said. Aries, Gemini, Virgo, Leo, Cap. And then they put their PayPal in the comments. Oh, you want some bread? Okay, okay. Cause why you got all these messages though? Oh, you want some money? Got it. Got it. Understood. I hate when readers be pulling 100 cards like half the deck. This was early on their friendship, so it probably just caught back off guard. Love happens when Jupiter transits the fifth and seventh house. Not really. I mean, your family you can have a whole bunch of kids, or I don't know, you can grow your family when Jupiter is in your fifth house. You might wind up pregnant, maybe. I should say. I mean, and I guess it's from the most people would say from the standpoint they're like, oh, Jupiter brings luck. I mean, I guess, but you know, it doesn't necessarily mean love happens when Jupiter's in the seventh house. Maybe you'll like have, I don't know, a long distance relationship when Jupiter's in the seventh house. Maybe you'll, you know, have a lot of fun or take a chance with somebody when Jupiter's in the seventh or fifth houses. Once I had a reader and it didn't sound anything like my current at the time, but it was spot on for my ex. For some reason, she picked up on her own. Yeah, so you see what I'm saying? Like it's stuff like that. It gets really tricky when we talk about tarot and divination because it's just one of those things. Time it's hard to explain, but like a reading and picking up on energy, like it knows no space or time. So sometimes people can be pulling from future events, past events, maybe past events that don't necessarily apply to you, or maybe like I said, things that just haven't happened yet, or I mean, it's just so many different things, right? Or things maybe like I said, you aren't honest with yourself about, you know. And sometimes niggas could just be lying. I was skipping this one lady reading and she was shuffling for 5 minutes. Then she had the meaning of the cards wrong. High Priestess was a devil card. What? What? That's weird. Tips are encouraged, but not mandatory. Facts. I mean, I say that here with y'all, but the difference is I don't bombard y'all with readings every single day. I mean, maybe natal chart readings, but that's different. In terms of like individualized messages from spirit, I don't give y'all niggas messages from spirit like that. And even if this was that type of channel, which I mean, you never know, it may be in the future. I don't do that shit every single day, all day. Let me see if I can find some more. I'm scrolling. Then let's talk about some of these folks. No, I'm gonna save that for. I'm gonna save that for Patreon. I'm gonna say that. Let's see, because I deleted a lot of those accounts, or I should say unfollowed, or blocked, or muted a lot of those general readers on my timeline. But like I said, it's so funny because now that I'm talking about it, I'm scrolling and maybe it's because it's nighttime too. Maybe they went to bed. But just know the shit is ridiculous. Let me make love to you, baby. Uh-huh. There are certain ones I take serious on Twitter. Messages be spot on, eerily accurate. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's some really good people. I ain't gonna down everybody, but it just so happens to be the ones that come across my timeline, my neck of the woods. I don't know what part of Twitter I be in. I be like, listen, they be throwing hexes at each other. TikTok spiritual drama be. See, I'm not really immersed in the TikTok. I mean, I have created a TikTok, but I don't really be on spiritual TikTok like that per se. Kim from Housewives is spiritual and does work. She should have known Big Papa was. She does. Mm. I don't really trust white women who do spiritual work. Cause I just be like, all right, girl, okay, pagan. I don't know what them damn pagan ancestors doing for you, but God bless them damn pilgrims your ass over there working with. But I guess one reader had me thinking the moon card was Cancer. Ooh wee. Mm-hmm. Transits be so accurate. That's why I don't do tarot readings. Birth chart maybe, but I want to realize it ain't reliable. I mean, tarot readings they are reliable. It depends on the person. You got to think about it. Tarot is a tool. It's a form of divination. Just like you can uh uh I don't know, check out an astrologer and they may not be that good at what they do. It's more so about the person. I would argue you just haven't found the right maybe tarot reader. Pluto in the eighth just makes me want to rely on myself. See, Pluto in the eighth, that's more so relying on other people. Pluto in the eighth is about other people. That's not really self reliance. Gee, when people be reading the tarot cards, they be throwing the card. See, shit like that don't bother me. Everybody got their own style. Do your style. I'm talking about the final product, bro. Like the final product being, bro. Do you know? Like it's just, are you full of shit or not? And we do all have our own intuition, but some people are plugged in more than others. Some people are more gifted than others. And of course you should learn how to trust your um or fine tune, because it's like a muscle. It's important to fine tune your own. You don't want to solely rely on anyone else's, but it doesn't hurt seeking advice or help from somebody who has proven to have a very well developed, you know, sense of intuition themselves. Not the forefathers. The most accurate reading I got was from my old English lady. I told you the only psychic reading I've had to date, and I mean it was accurate. Everything the girl said came true in my life. Has come true, and that was in 2016 when she prophesized everything, right? Me being an astrologer, me working in the spiritual community. She everything, everything. That's the case with all forms of like divination and occultism in general. It's getting oversaturated in general. All of it. All of this new age shit, Uranus and Taurus, all of this new age shit, because it's become mainstream, everybody's doing it. And then with Neptune and Pisces too, like once again, that's the spiritual community, but it could also give way to, scammers and shit and people who have nefarious intent. So yeah, it is, and because the spiritual community is so mainstream, I want to shy away. Yeah, and that's understandable. This is random, but do you think there is an energy significance for children named after deceased family members? Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think, and granted, I'm not, I ain't no motherfucking spiritual priestess or no shit like that. I don't, I'm not an authority figure in the spiritual community, but I think so though. Because anytime that you honor someone, anytime that you honor a spirit, a soul, whether it's a shrine or an altar, or even like you have a living, walking, breathing representation of, honoring someone else. I don't see why that person, why their energy signature wouldn't be around that child, why their influence wouldn't be around that child. So yeah. My Pluto is Scorpio though, it helps me stick to my own beliefs, or maybe I got them mixed up, but one of my Pluto places. Yeah, Pluto in general isn't really about one. Now, now if you let, for example, let's say you had like, I don't know, Jupiter and Scorpio or something. It's like, oh, those people can have very strong, like, convictions when it comes to their belief systems. It just depends on, maybe it depends on how it's aspected, but Pluto in the eighth house in and of itself is not enough to be like, oh, self reliance. You sticking to yourself. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. It depends on how it's aspected, I would say. Not saying that that can't be the case, but it perhaps it could be coming from somewhere else, or depending on how your Pluto is aspected, I guess is what I'm saying. Oh, hardest north and south node placement to have. That's really subjective. Because everybody different, and what they consider to be worse would be different. But like for me personally, um, mm, I would say, I mean, I honestly think Scorpio South Nodes have it really bad. Honestly, a lot of times they could be tormented. They could come with lots of abuse, like whether it be sexual, emotional, physical abuse, could be very prevalent. Um, a lot of times they have bonding trauma or enmeshment trauma, I should say, with other people. There could be issues with like credit and money. A lot of times these people have to learn how to, earn their own money instead of relying on other people's money, or maybe they take out a lot of loans or max out their credit cards or some crazy shit like that. Death could happen a lot. Sometimes these people themselves can have untimely deaths, or they can live a life where that kind of thing could just be very prevalent around them. um, it's really hard for them to kind of overcome some of their lower level natures and instincts. For instance, R. Kelly. Look at it. Look at this nigga. Granted, he deserves to be in prison, in jail. He just got convicted guilty for something, from racketeering, minor something. And it's like, cool, don't cry for me, Argentina. I'm not crying for you, sir. It's fine. But when you think about it, it still is like, he has that Scorpio South node, and that's tough. Think about it. He was raped himself. He was messed with himself, and he done spent his whole life trying to battle them demons. Literally, that's that Scorpio South node. A lot of these people can have demons. I mean, granted, give or take, like you can kind of say that for most people, but for a lot of Scorpio South nodes, like lower vibrational spirits and entities and things can really attach themselves to these people a lot more, or where they, if it's not through them, sometimes it could be through the people around them, or stuff like that, where they have to wrestle with certain parts of themselves, or struggle with being able to separate themselves from other people, or it's just also they can have issues with their taxes, like repossessions, issues with the IRS, and it's kind of tough. Some of them can be criminals, and they have to learn how to live a life that's, uh, you know, they have to learn how to be a lot more trustworthy, a lot more reliable, and things like that in this lifetime. Learning how to have values and standards and shit like that, sticking to principles. Yeah, R. Kelly is a Scorpio South Node. Facts. That's why when they was talking about him making girls eat shit, that is so Scorpio South Node. Scorpio deals with shit and bodily waste and fecal matter. A lot of them dark sided. Ooh. Same thing with Trey Songz. He's a Scorpio South Node. Y'all see he be sexually assaulting women and shit. I mean, very similar to R. Kelly. They built a lot of that. It came out in their music. I mean, which is good on one hand because we got all of our baby making jams. They got the sex thing on lock, but you got to learn how to put a cap on that. Like you got to learn how to not let that control you and lead with some type of values and have some standards. As a Scorpio South node, ain't no standards. It's all about getting the nut off. You just trying to, you know, I'm just trying to, I just want to fuck. Tell me what you think about that. I just want to fuck. Ain't no need for you to be mad. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Baby, let's fuck. But, you gotta learn to come on now. You gotta, everything ain't just it's not a free for all, my dude. You need to put a cap on that shit because you getting real twisted and sick and shit. Cause I heard Trey Songz like women to shit on him too. It's the Scorpio South node for me. Even Kevin Gates, he's a Scorpio South Node. He's another one. He used to brag about, oh, you eating booty. Eating booty. The anus, that's very Scorpio South Node. Butt play, shit, the anus. And then he would brag about like, oh, I love my woman so much, I'd be willing to drink her piss. I'm like, what is up with you Scorpio South Nodes and shit and piss? What is the problem here? You love shits and piss. I can that's where it stops for me. I'm straight on that. Hmm. Ryan Isley and Wesley Snipes. That Kevin Gates special ain't too. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with getting your booty ate, but when we start talking about pissing and shitting, that's where I gotta go. I gotta. I'm looking for the nearest exit because you know how bad shit stink. Shit stinks so bad, bro. I can't picture smelling shit, having shit on me. Somebody else, not even my shit, yet alone somebody, bleh, bleh, yet alone bleh, somebody somebody else's shit and still be aroused and like, oh yeah, baby, oh yeah, baby. Like no, 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 no. Like I don't like unpleasant smells. Like, you know what I mean? When I'm in the throes of passion, I want it to smell good. Like I want to smell your cologne. I want to smell soap and water from where you washed your ass. You know what I mean? I don't mind like a little like I like smelling pheromones. So like if you have like a natural musky, not musty, but like a natural musky smell, musky, like cool. You know, even the vagina has kind of like a natural smell to it, not an odor. It shouldn't be pungent. Like, okay, that's cool, but like I don't strong smells. Like not if I'm fucking on somebody, I don't want to smell no strong smells. That's gonna bother me real bad. That spitting in people's mouths. Why? Yeah, I can't get with that either. Cause it be like little tiny. And granted, it's you can make the argument like if you kissing somebody, you swallowing they spit, but like not by the bucket, not by like it's just different. I don't want to have a mouth full of your spit. You know what I mean? And you be having most people have tiny food particles and bacteria in them. Ugh. You dated a guy who got turned on by oops, fart like see fart stink. I just can't. I can't. I wouldn't even feel comfortable. Like I'm one of those people. I will say like, and maybe I don't know. I can't really say what I would be like in a long term relationship right now because I haven't been in a long term relationship in a very very long time. But when I was, I'll admit for even for me to to have the type of personality I am, I don't like shit like that. Like farting in front of my nigga, shitting. Like, granted, there are things I know we all do. So I mean, I'm not gonna go out of my way to like not shit if I'm at your house, but I don't know. I'm just not one of those people who just like, oh, like let it rip, okay, ooh, yeah, I gotta do the like like Aries women or maybe even an Aquarius woman. Like I can't really do that. Like I don't know. It's uncomfortable for me. Some women just like especially Aries women. My best friend, she's an Aries. The bitch ain't got no coof. Like she'll dig up her nose. And granted, I think we all pick our noses from time to time, but like it don't matter what. Like anytime in any place, I don't care who's around. Like she will dig. I mean, all up in her nose. She gonna fart. It don't matter if you at the dinner table. She gonna fart. She gonna burp. She gonna scratch her ass. She gonna talk about shit. She gonna like, she just when she like, oh, I got a doodle. I be like, bitch, I'm eating. What the fuck is wrong with you, bruh? Like it just be like it just be that airy shit. Just no coof, no nothing. Like, my Libra ascendant in Venus don't like that. Like, we need you to chill. Like, I don't feel comfortable. I needed to go box. I don't feel comfortable eating here no more. Kissing is already intimate in itself. Spit it in the mouth. Right, right. You know what would be my worst fear? If somebody spit in my mouth and I taste it what they ate. I would throw up. I would vomit right then and there. Like if you ate some damn ravioli and then spit in my mouth and I taste I taste I taste oh god, it's I can't even say it out my goddamn mouth. That shit's so nasty. I taste your tonsil stones mixed up with ravioli. I don't like that. I don't that would be my worst fear. That would be my worst fear. I'll be so afraid. I saw this video where this guy spit into this lady mouth on her and wiping it over her body. Wipe. If she ashy, go get you some lotion. Why you gotta massage her body in your saliva? Go get the baby oil. Go get the coconut oil. Where you can rub me down in some coconut oil. Wipe my butt. You ain't gotta be dousing me with your spit, bro. That's weird. I don't like that. And I would like to think of myself as somebody who's real nasty and kinky, but that's like I can't do that. I know an Aquarius girl who be snatching the fuck out her kitty. Oh, did you mean scratching? A man who got heavy Aries in his chart. They can be really abrasive too. Just like really crude. That's that Aries energy, just really crude and just yeah. This is how girl. I know that's that Libra and you consensus are savages. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the I'll agree. It's the Libra. It's my Libra ascendant in Venus. It's real strong. It's real dominant in some cases because I can't. I don't like all that nasty shit. Like I want play. Like for some Libra placements, I notice this can man, especially my mama. My mama's a Libra, so I know. I even think about like Monique, right? Where they can be really big into like respectability and like, my mama don't like listen to music with cussing in it. Girl, I'm about to be damn near 30. I went on a road trip with my mama this year and I'm listening to a song and it was a Big Crit song. Now y'all know Big Crit. Big Crit is really like age friendly, when you listen, you know what I'm saying? Like he don't really be it's semi-conscious music. But he'll throw in some shit. Then a hit for the hoes, then a bun up a shit. Goddamn, I gonna get and mom was like, shit, goddamn. I'm like, girl, be quiet. Be hush. So some Libras can be like real, like, oh, take like I don't want to hear unpleasant words. Oh, bad oh, bitches wearing bonnets. Oh, like it's always about refinement. And think about how Monique had the charm school and shit. Like, oh, you have to present yourself in this way. Things have to be diplomatic and refined at all times. I'm not necessarily like that. Like, you know, y'all know I got a filthy mouth. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care. But when we start talking about smells, different story. When we start talking about smells and like I don't know when we start getting into like bathroom behavior, even bathroom jokes and shit like that, I don't like stuff like that. When people make jokes about shitting and pissing, I don't like that. I know a lot of, like I said, a lot of Aquarius placements, a lot of Scorpio placements can appreciate that, like them type of bathroom jokes and like, oh, I took a shit today and it was a big turn, ha ha, like I be like, this is not the comedy for me. It's not the kind. It's not the comedy for me. I'm actually disgusted. Charm School is very Libra, trying to get all the girls to, be more polished. I'm a Scorpio rising, so I can get down with the spit. The ultimate act of showing someone you're down for them is swallowing their spit. Blech. I don't know about other bodily fluids though. Blech. Is Mars and Gemini always get? I mean, it's not always. In many cases, it can produce bisexuality, but you know, it's there could be other factors that play into that. So it's not like every Gemini Mars man is bisexual by default or gay by default. Not necessarily, no. What indicates Mary and the athlete is her Sagittarius Mars placements. I know a lot of Leo Mars women can really a lot of like if you have your Mars in a fire sign for sure. That's one of the main ones that I see. Or even the sun. Sun or Mars, fire sign, women, definitely. Or like if you have a fire sign on the descendant or something like that. Or let's say you have your Venus in positive aspect to Mars, like Venus sextile at Mars. I would never understand bathroom jokes. Me is Aquarius the sign of the ratchets because most of the ones I know are very raunchy, like want to fight 24/7. They are ratchet. Aquarius, I would say Aquarius and Gemini are neck and neck in terms of just being very unapologetic, just obnoxious. Aquarius can be very in your face and just unapologetic. Just, yeah. Aquarius and Gemini. Yes, I watched Raising Kanan. What did y'all think about the last episode, the season finale? I'm glad you said that because it reminded me. I'm gonna do a reading on Kanan. I got Kanan's birth chart. I got Kanan's birth because y'all remember the episode when he went down to the when he got booked. He had to go down to the police station and they pulled up his birthday. I took that down, okay, and I want to actually go over his natal chart because this is how I know. Like I said, Hollywood they do astrology. They know astrology, and it's almost like this character, even though he's a fictional character, matches his natal chart perfectly. And I want to talk about it. Yeah, I can do one on Young Thug. Thugga thugga. A phone. I might fuck your honey bam bam. Oh damn, that's Lucci. I'm tripping. He went on that song though? Fuck it. Never mind. Rocket the Devil love her character. The whole cast is let me tell you about Joey Badass. Joey Badass is fine, okay? Especially when he gives you the 90s aesthetic, I be wanting to jump his bones, okay? I be wanting to jump his bones. He is so sexy. You're so sexy, perfect for me. Saturn and Taurus. You don't find much info about that placement. Saturn and Taurus can create a person who could be rigid to their own detriment. So we're adhering to a lot of those, like where you can be so close minded to where you handicap yourself, or where people who are so fixated upon playing it safe, once again, it can work to your own disadvantage. Um, but it could also even deal with where if you are someone who lacks self control, who lacks order, especially when it comes to your finances, who lacks that practicality thing where that could actually, come to hurt you, where you could have or experience hard lessons in that area, right? Where your self esteem could be debilitated, or that could be something that has to develop over time. A lot of times, these are people who could work too hard. They can have their work exploited, work too hard for their money type of vibes. Or, especially depending on how it's aspected. Like, for example, for example, I don't know, like if you're a Leo sun and your sun is squaring Saturn and Taurus, you probably have a father who has just crazy ass expectations of you. You know what I mean? You're so sexy, perfect for me, and I like you. You did. I'm gonna get around to it. I'm gonna get around to it. His fine ass. Him and Uncle Marvin is fine. Him and Uncle Marvin is fine. I know like Lulu is supposed to be like the designated fine nigga. And he's alright, but like Marvin is sexy. But Joey Badass is like my bae. Like he is the ultimate sexy nigga. Even the dude that Raquel was fucking wasn't even cute to me. Joey Badass is a Virgo moon. Interesting. Interesting. Lulu and Marvin. Yes, yes, yeah, 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 yeah. Nature Boy, the cut leader. I guess maybe I'll get around to it. I'm not. I haven't really been a big Nature Boy fan, or like I haven't. He hasn't even really been on my radar. I don't really like. I hear about him, but I don't know about. I don't know nothing about him. Like I've never really just came across anything a Nature Boy and was like, oh, let me watch this. Like I don't know much about him. Oh, with that being said, how long I been on this mug? Cause I'm tired. Yes, 11 o'clock. I done gave y'all a good 2 hours, y'all. I'm tired. I'm gonna go ahead and clock out. I just wanted to hop on because I ain't been on here in a long time. So I thank you guys for joining me. I love y'all, and I will more than likely maybe see you guys either this weekend, maybe next weekend. We'll see. So thank you for joining me again, and I'll holler at y'all later. Enjoy the rest of your week.